last year. Tyler says, to be honest with you, Larry, I think this team, other than quarterback, is better than the 2019 roster. That roster had D Ford. And Ford was a great.
The receivers are definitely better. You could definitely make an argument the corners are better. Just top to bottom, when you look at depth, that team had no depth at corner. It had 3 guys.
This Niner team is pretty loaded at linebacker. Much better, I think, in the secondary than they were a year ago.
I think the linebackers are pretty close, right? Fred Quan and Dre Greenlaw as a rookie was pretty strong. Dre Greenlaw, and whoever else is going to be pretty strong. I do think, is the defensive line deeper? Because that defensive line lost its depth over the course of the year, but it started off the year with the Ronnie Blairs and
who's damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, the big question to me, there's a couple question marks. The question mark.
I think Hargrave's a better player than DeForest Buckner, by the way. If we're on that topic, I think Javon Hargrave is flat out a better football player than DeForest Buckner.
Really? I don't know. I mean, he's definitely fast.
Better pass rusher for sure.
I'm a little worried about Kinlaw. I'm a little concerned about Elijah Mitchell. I'm a little concerned about the tight end depth behind Kittle. A little concerned about the defensive end depth behind Bosa and Jackson.
Yeah, I think the 5, when they had them healthy, of Buckner, Ford, Bosa, Eric Armstead, and DJ Jones is probably better. Even Ronnie Blair, if you want to throw in, than the 6-man rotation that the Niners have right now. But then that's not necessarily fair for us to evaluate Drake Jackson, because he is supposed to have made wholesale changes, this offseason. And then we don't necessarily know how much the Austin Bryants and the Cleveland Furls and stuff like that can contribute. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I'm a little concerned about Austin Bryant, Cleveland Farrell.
You are. But it's pretty close, isn't it? In terms of the rosters, I don't know if a lot has changed since then. Maybe you like the offensive line a little bit better in 19 with Weston Richburg starting at center. He was a better player for sure than Jake Brendel.
Yeah, but the one thing about this team's got Feliciano on the bench. Feliciano's a really proven player. So, I mean, I'll say this. This team's got some Achilles heels. The Achilles heels that I see is, what happens if McKivitz isn't the guy at right tackle? Mm-hmm. That's a problem. What happens if George Kittle misses any amount of time? That's a problem. What happens if Nick Bosa misses any period of time? That's a problem. And that's pretty much it. And then also this team's got a rookie kicker, so there's always but to me, I'm a little concerned about if Kittle or Bosa or McKivitz go down.
But the Bosa one, I think I would have been concerned in 2019 if that happened too, while we're on the topic. I think the Niners, in any point, are kind of screwed in a lot of ways if Nick Bosa's not there, though their defense was quite good without him in 2020. But
Bosa and Kittle, though, if they get a lead in the fourth quarter.
I think the Kittle one, though, tight end depth is a good point, because they kept 4 tight ends in 2019. They kept Levine Toilolo, who they liked as a blocker. They actually played him a lot. There was Ross Dwelly as well. Who am I missing? There was one more guy.
A tight end?
They cut Caden Smith, remember? They cut Caden Smith. They kept Toilolo. They kept Ross Dwelly. The third tight end, Garrett Selleck, was off the roster by then. He was hurt. It was somebody else.
I don't know. I can't remember. But
before Jordan Reed. I'm trying to.
I will say this: I was a little bit more concerned about tight end until the last few days. Cameron Latou and Braden Willis both made, some really nice catches the last day, and I was like, well, whoa! If Cameron Latou can make catches down the field, and if Braden Willis can break tackles like that, maybe they're not as bereft of talent behind Kittle.
Breaking tackles in rookie mini camp though. Nobody's going to ground.
I know, but it's just that there's an effort to Braden Willis.
No, I know what you're describing. I'm giving you a hard time.
I think there's a chance Werner and Dwelly. I think they might go super young.
How does Werner look? How does his body look to you?
He's in shape, but he's kind of an interesting guy because I don't know that he's a really dependable receiver, and he
No.
doesn't really move you off the line. Like I don't love him against defensive ends, but if you the
Move
one thing
him.
about if he locks onto you, he does keep his legs moving, and he's a pretty good.
Drives. Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps those legs churning, and it's like he doesn't give in. It's like he just keeps it rolling. But Latu, even Kittle said it when he hit the podium. He's like, Latu's a little bigger and a little bit more athletic than you think. Like he's a big-bodied guy with a lot of athleticism. So the tight end coach Fleury told me that he really they really
McLuhan
like
loved
Latu.
his athleticism, right?
They love his potential. I didn't realize that Latu's only played tight end for like 2.5 years.
Yeah. He was recruited. He was a 5-star defensive end recruit.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you think about it that way, they think his upside is significant because he hasn't played tight end very much. So we'll see. We'll see. It's
True.
going to be.
We've seen him go down that road before. Upside significant because he hasn't really done it that much.
I know. Seriously. You always got to worry about the gambling on upside.
In mini camp and OTAs, when you've gotten to go and you've gotten to see the football team, and I know you're into this because you're a former scout. I just like hearing about this generally because I like weird things. Let's just say that, okay? Um, who have been the 5 guys that have walked in and you've been like, whoa, I want to see that guy on the football field because he looks different. His body looks different. Like that guy walks in, like when you see Trent Williams, right? You see Trent Williams in person, you're like, yeah, that's different from everyone else. You said Kalia Davis was a guy that looked like that to you. It sounds like Drake Jackson has made a body transformation. Who are the 5 guys that have stood out to you like, oh, they've spent some time this offseason. Like they look good. They look in shape. They look.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a really good one. Okay, I'll give you the list. Definitely Danny Gray.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Super fast. I mean, super fast.
And he looks stronger, bigger?
Definitely stronger and really, really explosive. He looks dramatically better, I think. Spencer Burford is just put on really good weight.
There we go.
Spencer
Burford, that's a great name.
He's bigger, stronger. The guy already had an ideal build for the game at right guard. He's done his work, man. Oh, he's really impressive. Jordan Mason is lean, really lean, and looks terrific. Looks really, really good. Trey looks really, really good as far as he's in shape. Not that he was ever really out of shape, right? But his motion is cleaner. The ball comes out. You know what it is there's like a relaxed vibe around Trey because he's had all this time to digest it all. There's no more thinking. He's out there just playing and enjoying himself. So he stands out because you can see he's kind of released of mechanicalness and he just
he feels free to you.
But not only that, the ball looks better. I mean, his ball is better. But also his body he's lean. He's in shape. He seems like he's a little bit more accurate on the run. There's a lot to like as far as he's concerned. Definitely Marcelino.
Yes. That's when you mentioned he was looking different by the end of when you were seeing him at the end of the year, right?
He's probably the backup to Fred at the mic. They're playing Marcelino at the backup mic.
By the way, who has looked like the leader in that competition for you in the Sam linebacker between him and Oren Burks?
Burks has looked really good too, but I just think of Burks as a special teamer who can play from scrimmage.
You like the upside of Marcelino.
Yeah, Marcelino and Jalen Graham really have looked great. Jalen Graham's obviously a rookie, so I'll give you another one. Taylor Hawkins, who played corner at San Diego State. Yeah, he's in the best shape of his life. He's now lean. He looks totally more like a corner body than a safety. He's moving really well. But I would say the number one guy who looks the best that I've seen is probably Samuel Womack. I mean, Samuel Womack-Vish is just, I mean, he's not a big guy. He's probably 5'9", 185, 190 pounds.
He's probably cut to the max, though, because
he's just so explosive, and he's everywhere out there. He's flying around. He's making plays on the football. He moves really, really fast. And last year, he got his hands on, I would say, 3 or 4 balls that, man, if he had recognized it maybe a half step sooner, he's taking it down the sideline for 6. He's gonna get some pick sixes this year.